Welcome to the Cleaning Up Business Podcast. My name's Chris Guilfoyle and I'm going to be your host. In every episode, we're hoping to bring you industry leaders from a wide variety of service sectors, disruptors within their industry, and day-to-day entrepreneurs with some business and life lessons for you guys to take away. Let's jump in to today's episode.
And trying to innovate some little bits and pieces and innovate a kind of system. COVID hit and it was, we might have to let people go. I personally thought, you're letting out a beast here. I'm going after everybody.
So GPC?
Yes. GPC is Grant Phillips Cleaning. They fall in love with Grant Phillips and then the cleaning.
Did you always have that inkling that you'd start something on your own?
Dust removal. We are the specialists in it. We are, I would say, the best in the world at what we do. Yeah, LinkedIn's the only thing I use and it is the driving force to my business.
How important are your children to you in your business journey? Welcome back to another episode of the Cleaning Up Business Podcast. Today, I am super stoked with our guest. We've been trying to pin this man down for some time now. He's somewhat of a celebrity in the cleaning world. So today, I'm pleased to have Grant Phillips join me on the Cleaning Up Business Podcast. Grant, thank you for coming down, buddy.
Thank you for inviting me, mate.
He's a tough man to pin down, but he's a big guy. We got him down eventually. It took two of us, but here we are. Grant, thank you for coming down.
Yeah, appreciate it.
So, as always, we go back to the start with our guests. So tell us a little bit about yourself so the audience can get a feel for you. Tell us a little bit about yourself before you started into your business foray.
Okay. So school academically, I was never academically good. I was always the class clown. Always got into trouble. GCSEs, didn't really have any. Come out of school and went straight into work. So the one thing with me is that I'm passionate and I'm hardworking. So I got into, funny enough, cleaning. It was doing the local council. Okay. It was doing the office cleaning, in the evenings and in the mornings, like the 2 hours before and 2 hours after the end of the day, emptying the bins, doing that. And then from there, I ended up having 3 different jobs within the council. So built that up, worked in the sports centre there as well. And it was almost like, oh, Grant, can you do this? Can you do that? And I started getting known in the council for like, oh, Grant's got like 4 different jobs kind of thing. So, and this was at 16. Yeah. So for me, it was like, yeah, you know what, that's what I want to do. I'm just going to work hard, and that was really where it all started from. From there, I then went to another company. It was literally, I would say I was 17 and I left home at 17 to work with my cousin up in Northampton. I was there for 9 months. He kind of fast tracked me. He was really high in the business, in a warehouse kind of scene. And he kind of steered me in the right direction with the licenses, getting me forklift trained, all of that at 17 years old. And I got homesick. Really? Which was really weird.
Not really at 17. No, that's 17, young to be over home, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was a case. It was like, it was Northampton, and I was coming back at weekends and stuff. And it was the first time I was kind of being away like that. And it was hard. As much as it was fun on sometimes, the weekends and all of that kind of stuff. It was hard work. So then I come back down south. And there was this opportunity to work in my town as well, in the industrial area, for a company that was just starting out distributing video games. And it was for distributing for EA, Ubisoft, Midway. And I was like, oh yeah, I want to get into that. That sounds cool. Warehouse, and again, this is what I've just been doing for 9 months. I've got all the stuff. So I went for an agency to get me in, got in. After 6 months, they were like, we want to take you off the agency. We want to put you in. I was like, wow, okay, yeah, perfect. It was literally 5 minutes down my road. They really looked after me. The MD there is, and to this date, the closest high-level MD that I've ever had, boss that you can call. He mentored me. He was almost like a father figure, and it was incredible. And to this day, I owe a lot to him. Okay. I was there for 11 years, and there's 9 promotions in that time. From that little guy doing warehouse operatives to going into the office to do traffic management, to perpetual inventory manager, and got to a real high level. I don't know if you remember the Buncefield disaster. No. We were in Hemel, like the oil place blew up.
Okay.
It was right next
That
door
weren't
to
your
it.
fault,
No. So it's literally, that blew up, and they had to then relocate, and that then put me in a position where I had a traffic manager that I was just working under, doing bits and pieces. He got ill, unfortunately, and was like, I can't return to work. This all happened at the same time. They're like, Grant, you're going to need to step in. You're doing it. You're doing it. I'm like, and I was young, like really young. I must have been 20, and this was at a real high level. I was like, okay, let's go for it. Relocated to Hitchin, and then to back up to Northampton. So now I'm all of a sudden back in Northampton again after, what we're looking at now, 8 years on. And again, I brought my family up there, and they got homesick. And it was almost like, okay, 11 years in, I've got the best like mentor, the best MD that I've ever had. Works great, but I was there. I was at that level only. And the next jump is operations director. Now, this company is massive, huge. And I kind of thought to myself, at this young age, I was already getting that whole, he's too young for this, too young for that. He's at this position. I wasn't getting treated, really taken kind of seriously. I was really young, but I was in a very high position. And I've had that really my whole life. And it was like the next jump would take me 10 years to get there. And I thought, I don't know if I can wait that long. What am I doing? If the family wants to go back down south. And funny enough, at that time, the one thing I really believe is everything happens for a reason. I got headhunted. Didn't even think that was a thing. And someone said to me, look, we've got a janitorial company. We want you to be operations manager. So me chasing the title was like, this is it. It's down in Luton. So like, perfect, 15 minutes away from home. This is it for me. I then said my goodbyes. Everyone was like, are you sure you want this? Is this the right thing for you to do? And I was like, yep, this is gonna be amazing. 9 months later, cut a long story short, it didn't end too well. But I got 9 months of good experience. I'll put it down to that. And then we get on to my last job, so before GPC, which is a Spacevac.
Probably where you're most well known, right?
Yes, of course, definitely. Again, young. My cousin was doing casual work for the company. They were just kind of starting out, really, and trying to innovate some little bits and pieces and innovate a gutter kind of system, gutter cleaning that you can do from the ground level. So for
people that don't know what a Spacevac is,
you
must know. You must have this down to a T.
No pressure. So a Spacevac system, they now have adapted almost 5 different systems out in the market. The one that they're known for is the gutter system. That was the one that they first established, and that was a carbon fibre poles that they attach with a safety locking system to save any working from height. So no mutes, no cherry pickers, like the window cleaners, but putting it into the gutters. And that then they established a system that then went inside. So what they were doing on the gutters, they went, well, hold on, let's go 38 mils. It's more manageable. And let's go inside and clean dust, where that's our bread and butter now. That's where we're at. So my cousin brought me in and said, look, do you want to do some casual work? I was like, I'll take anything now. I've been kind of stitched up here and I want to get back into it. Started doing casual work with them for 6 to 8 months, grinding it. Everyone telling me, you got to get a job. This 1 day here, 2 days here isn't good enough. You're struggling. Had some really bad times. That was also the time where I think I had, so I'm looking at now, 2 kids at this time, 2 boys. And it was getting on top of me. But just again, at the right time, they went, we want to take you on. Now, I was cleaning with the system and they said, look, no pressure, there's no sales or anything. We want you to just show these companies it. So almost like a demonstration role. So there's no pressure to me. I just want you to show it to them. And I was literally had a conversation with someone this morning about this and how to train their staff up. And this was the best way this is how I do with all my staff. And there was no pressure. It was, you've done this for years. You do this. I just want you to show them what it does. Don't sell it. Don't tell them any ins and outs. Don't tell them that it takes away cherry pickers, scaffolding. Don't tell them it's 15 minutes faster to do it this way than raising a scaffold or anything. Just show them. Started showing them and my passion come out. And it was like, whoa, okay, hold on, we've got something here. Keep selling, keep going now, keep going, keep pushing it. And I became the demonstration manager. So from there, demonstration manager to sales director to international sales director, was always chasing. So when I first started, I said I'd be MD in 15 years. So this company, I'm going to be MD in 15 years. We're now 10 years in. So we're 10 years in. I'm now international sales director, selling in 30 different countries, wow. Getting all that experience. It was times, it was the best times, it was the hardest times. I was doing 18-hour shifts. It was real grind. But there was kind of the balance. It was, well, I've just done a week in Brazil, a week in Colombia, and now I'm going to Tel Aviv. Lovely. So you had that, and it was incredible. Traveling, I knew airports like the back of my hand. I was bowling around all these countries, and each one of them, funny enough, was trying to better the last distributor. Yeah. So I'd done a tour of America, which is 11 states. Wow. And that was a first kind of one that I'd done. It was a grind. There was no going out in the evenings. There was no sightseeing or anything. It was just grinding. I thought, look, I'm out here not seeing my family, not doing anything. I'm going to need to have a bit of fun. All of a sudden, the next one's coming and we're going to take you here. We're going to take you here. Right, you're staying with us. We're going to do this. And it's really strange, but you almost you bring the right distributors to you, bring the right people to you. And we had the best distributors in these countries. They were incredible. The people, the relationships I built with them, even when there was language barriers, like in Brazil, the people there you just felt it. There was just love. We're in the table and everyone's talking either in Brazilian, in Portuguese or English. No one understands anyone, but you feel you're just going, if you're laughing and stuff, you're going, okay, you got it, you know? Yeah. And that's how it was. And everything I was doing, they all wanted Grant to be there. You know, the passion, everything that I put across was, it was mine. Yeah. You know, this is the thing.
I think I've come across, that's how I first, we've met previously many years ago when I worked for OCS. Yeah. And I agree with that. Your passion was abnormal for what you were an employee, effectively. Yeah. And anyone thought, and did think you own that business. Yes, And that's unusual to get people that are that passionate about business. And you clearly was. Yes. But it held you in good stead for moving in the right direction.
Oh, massively. That was, everyone that I speak to was like, when we announced the GPC and moving into that, it was, I thought that was yours. Yep. I thought you owned it. And that kind of, it wasn't like, and I always said to people, I don't know, maybe now I could, being 3 years in and stuff like that, maybe now I could do something different. But the transition was so beautiful because I was just moving into what I was already doing, but offering more services and making it niche and making it Grant. That, because I was held back, and, from the times of, we'd done 10 years and now COVID hits and it was like, wow, what are we going to do? And the company was struggling. It was all sales. And being the sales director, it was on my head to make sure they were in. And it wasn't coming in, and some would probably say it's not fair on you, Grant, don't put that kind of pressure on. And I do, I take it on myself, and they weren't coming in for whatever reason.
But are we talking specifically during COVID now?
Yeah, so and it just,
I think I would echo what everyone else said.
Exactly.
You can't blame yourself.
No, exactly.
Unless it was you that had the bat, of course.
Exactly. COVID hit and a discussion was made. We're now 10 years in, and it was, we might have to let people go. And it was like, okay, right, I can have that conversation. It was like, you're the highest paid in here. And I got a feeling it was going to be me type thing. What do you want to do? So I kind of put it on board. Me being me, we had a discussion and we went through bits and pieces. Can I do more? What can we do? How can we kind of do this? And I thought, you know what? This is my time to go off and do something for me, not be held back in any way, and just go, if this is my company that I'm going to set up, it's all going to be done my way, my passion. It's going to be done how I want to do it, and it's going to work. And that's where we got to.
It sounds like a couple of times, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. You've worked for a couple of companies and you clearly a passionate guy and you're putting your energy into it. And that passion has not been repaid in any shape or form.
No.
Right? It sounds like, apart from the software and gaming company, all the other companies, it sounds like they've taken that for granted. And
yeah.
Do you feel a bit of resentment there in those scenarios? Because, 11 years since is a long time to be with people.
Yeah.
You put that clear passion in, and, the Spacevac stuff, that was you were clearly passionate about that. Still are.
Yeah.
And then you get to them pinch points.
Yeah.
And you're first on the chopping block.
Yeah.
Was that tough?
Yeah, it was tough. There was, and it's not that I don't resent them, and I mean, everything happens for a reason. Again, huge believer of it. And it's always, whenever I explain it to people, it's the sliding doors moment that film. Do I get through the doors and the door closes, and it's what happens, what would happen if I stayed? And I believe that I done the right thing with leaving and setting up GPC Group. I don't think I've been in a better position in life for my kids, which is the main thing. I think I've done the right thing. If I stayed, the question was, can you do more? Yeah. Now, I was doing everything.
More than travel the world and do 18 hour days?
Yeah, 18 hour days. Can I do more? And it was the sliding doors. I go, yes. Yeah, I can. Right, come on, let's do some more. We were getting, LinkedIn people to kind of help and bring in sales and stuff like that, and tell me how to run LinkedIn, which, was a strange one for me to digest, because I was getting more likes on a comment than the whole company was kind of getting on everything. Okay. All the people teaching me, so it was difficult. But being an employer, I was like, no, you're right. But it was a difficult one for me, and it was just a case of, this is the right time for me to do this. Yeah.
So GPC.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit. Had it always been something you obviously said about? Well, the first company you was at, you said, right, or Spacevac, I'm going to be the MD of this in 15 years. So you're clearly a driven individual.
Yeah.
Tell me about that thought process. Had you always had that inkling in your mind? I'm going to start my own thing, or I'm going to, you had that. Clearly had the ambition to make it, whatever that looks like.
Yeah.
But was there always that? Because when I was at OCS, I always had that. But I could do this for myself one day.
Yeah.
Probably not on the scale they are now, being the biggest FM provider in the world. But did you always have that inkling that you'd start something on your own, or you'd go it alone?
No, not really. Not go it alone. I always had the passion. I was always hardworking, and I put everything in. My family suffered. I mean, I wouldn't come home. I'd stay away. I was doing, crazy hours. I'd go up to Scotland and come back after doing a day and stuff like that. Some real naughty stuff. But that's because I loved the company. I loved what I was doing. I was passionate about it. And I said, 15 years I want to be MD. Not own it, not own my own business, just be MD. Yeah. Just be the one that, this is mine. I've got an ownership to it. So no, I never kind of thought. I was always ambitious, and I always thought I could do something, but it never come to me to set up on my own. Never. And with this, it almost just kind of come naturally. Yep. I was winging it for the first. Oh my God.
I'm still winging it now. I've been doing it 11 years.
I say I was. I was still doing it. It was. When we had the conversation, it was like on the Monday, we had this meeting, this sit down, what we're going to do and stuff like that. And they really did support me well with, keep hold of the van and stuff like that to, get yourself about, get yourself sorted. But it got really quick where it was like, okay, you're on your own now. Yeah. So we cut that off, and I never wanted to cut ties. I never want to cut ties. Even if it ended badly, I don't ever want to cut ties. I don't burn bridges.
Makes sense.
You can't, especially in the cleaning industry.
Quite an incestuous industry.
Yeah. You do something wrong in here, it gets about. Yep. So I always wanted to keep it right. And I thought to myself, you know what? Instead of sell, let me offer the service. Maybe that's what I can do. Yep. Let me sell as a distributor. Let me be the UK's distributor for you and sell for you still. So we're still getting the sales, because I was getting the sales in, So it was like, actually, let me do this for myself as a distributor, but also offer a service where we can do this specialist cleaning, because we get into some places and we're selling this kit and they're going, this ain't for us. We've got 4'2" little people trying to do this. It's not for us. So why go in there and go, I'll do it then. And that was what was offering to all of our clients, was that here's a system. that you need, that's going to save you this, it's going to do this for you, it's going to be better air quality, you're going to have no dust removal, you're going to blast all your BRC audits, all of this. I can do it for you, my specialist team with 15 years experience, or we can sell it to you with full GPC training. We're there hand-holding your team. And that set us up. So like what I said before, it wasn't that I was on my own going, I'm going to set up a business and I'm going to do drain cleaning or something like that. It was more of a, this is what I'm doing. This is what I know. This is the product I know and love. Let's now just escalate it and make it into something really big. And we had the conversations and it was like, this is what I'm going to do. They were happy for me to do that. I personally thought you're letting out a beast here. Because once I'm on my own doing it my way, this is going to be brutal. Yeah. I'm going after everybody. No one was out of limits. Every blue chip I was going for, and I knew I could get them because I believed in myself. And I knew that with my passion, with my drive, I was going to get these blue chips. And that was it was me making it personal was going to make me the one that everyone chose. Yeah. Because there's people out there, I sell the kit to clients and to customers, and they're like, don't you think that's a bit weird? You're selling us it, but you're out there doing it. I was like, no, because I'm selling it to you. But again, I'm still at a level where I'm selling it to you, I'm supporting you, you're going to get out there. But if you want to go for, the Mullers of the world, go for it. I put on LinkedIn, I spread the word. I'm very passionate and proud of who our clients are. Once I have them, that's it. I'm in a relationship with them now. If you want to go in, if anyone wants to go in and go for it, go for it. Yeah. And we've had it probably once in 3 years that someone's been swayed, they've cheated on us, and it's hurt. As all cheating does, it hurt. And they thought the grass was greener and they haven't come back, and that's fine. They stayed with them and that for whatever reason that is. But it's, once we have that, and I put everything in, it's the love from the email to the call. I go down there, I do the cleans. I'm on the pole still, and people are, advising me, you've got to come off, you want the business to grow. And I'm not, stupid today. I know because every time I'm not doing a clean, I'm getting more business in. If I've got time to go through LinkedIn, go through and hit these people, go do site surveys and stuff like that, I'm getting more business in, and I know that. But people want Grant Phillips. People want me to be there. They want the initial, and that's what we're building. We're building, and that's what the hashtag we always put is making cleaning personal. We're really pushing it, and that's what I've been doing, it
makes perfect sense. I mean, most good businesses are looking at a problem and providing a solution.
Yes.
And, you were selling kit, but let's be honest, if you're selling into a big multinational, like you say, the chances are that piece of kit is probably going to be used for one job. It's never really going to be used again. Yeah. So you might as well outsource it to someone that knows what they're doing.
And it's trusted.
Yeah. I suppose you were at a perfect advantage as well because of the relationships that you had around that particular system as well.
Yeah, that was key. I feel very blessed that it has moved like that, because it almost seemed like, and we had some moments where clients would have to email Spacevac and say things like, they're not headhunting us. They moved to us, and it was because they didn't want to buy it. They wanted us to do it, because just like that, they were like, we don't want the kit. It's going to sit there in the back. Yeah. We're just going to spend grands on this kit for it to sit there. Yeah. We only want it once a year, or we get a lot of cleans like, we've got an audit coming. Yeah. Can you come in? Right, no worries, we'll smash it. That's it. We'll see you in 2 years. Yeah. So I was getting a lot of our existing Spacevac kind of customers going, can you help us with this? I was like, and I was being very respectful. I was like, you're going to need to speak to Spacevac to see if they can provide something for you and help you out. You're one of those. I was like, no worries, they'll come back. Yeah. So we want this side of the cleaning, and that's what we set up the system to be like, not being a competitor to them, but it was more to sell kit where they can't get into and stuff like that, or where they're struggling, or where we're struggling, we pass it back on to them and they can get in. But we slowly started going where, hold on, now you're a preferred supplier to this company. Now OCS are looking at you. Now CBRE want to do something with you. And now we're like creeping going, oh, this beast's out there now. Okay. We're on our own. Yeah. So now it was like, let's not worry about anyone. and let's go for everyone. And if something comes up, we'll deal with it.
Yeah.
So I went after everyone, and I was brutal to it. I wanted every FM, and we are now with, as I say, OCS, CBRE, doing real nice things with them as well, and we're working really close with all these FMs, and I'm still there going, right, okay, we can sell products, we can do work for you. But it was almost like I was working for someone again.
Yeah.
So not that I pulled away. If anyone come like Accelerate and everyone like that, again, we opened it all up to them. But I was going direct. I was going, right, who do I need to speak to move all of these guys away and get in there and do specialist cleaning, dust removal, and get in doing real specialist stuff where no one cares what we're doing because they don't want to do it, or they don't feel threatened. It's like, let GPC do it. That's cool. We've got all of this. We've got the toilets. We've got this. We've got the floors. So we were kind of getting these big companies like your Mullers of the world, like the theatre groups, like Cineworld, and we were getting in there direct. And I was going to bed beaming. That was it. It was like, we're direct. I've got this contact. And you always, as I was growing through Spacevac, it was like, oh, who's that person? Oh, who's this? You got to speak to Kelly, or you've got to speak to Chris. That's the name, you've got to speak to this person. And you always see him. And I was really big at Excel centres, the NECs, all of them kind of shows, because we always used to exhibit there, and I loved them because they'd all come around, and you're like, these are the big boys. I'm going to go talk to them now. I've got to speak to them, get them in. And I was doing that, and it wasn't my business. So if you can imagine, it's now my business. I was a total different beast, and I was doing it all my way. I was making it personal, and we're getting these contracts. This little company has just started up. People are like going, so how long have you been going? Or trying to get us on the preferred suppliers. I'll give us the first, 5 years and stuff. Like,
I've got 5 weeks.
I've got 5 weeks down here. And they were like, what? And this is what they couldn't understand, but because they knew me from way back, they thought we were going for that long or something. So they knew me as well from all of this. So people were kind of fast tracking me. Yeah. So where it would take maybe a year to get on people's books or be a preferred, I was getting it in like a month. Wow. And I was on, and they went, we've got work. We've got work. We trust you. We want you on it. So that was awesome. That was, we were doing real big things with big companies and going, how? And it was almost, it was them pinching moments. And then I couldn't wait to get on LinkedIn. I couldn't wait to spread it. I couldn't wait to share it. And that was the one downside. And I was always pulled back on. Marketers hated me. They hated it. I was always, as soon as I got a sniff that something was happening, I'd go, right, I'm going to make a post about that. Can't wait. And now it's like, you know what? I'm doing it my way. Maybe I shouldn't have said it, but I'm not doing it like I used to, where I've just done a massive demonstration at the largest yogurt manufacturer in the world, and then go, right, guys, I've just come out of Muller's. I really think this is a big one. I'm going to get it. That's what I was doing, before. Now it's like, let me get that PO. Let me get my first cleaning. Now we're doing things with Muller's, stuff like that. Other yogurt manufacturers are available. But,
ever professional.
But we were doing things, and and I was doing it my way, and that's how I was learning. And 3 years in is nothing in business now, I know.
I suppose, do you think your previous experience and effectively running, companies back of house, shall we say? Do you think that's held you in good stead and made that transition to business owner easier? Or have you still found it relatively tough making that transition from an employee to owning your own business?
Yeah, I don't think you could ever be. I think you grow with it. I think experience is one massive key for a business owner. I think you build it and you get bigger, and you become a business owner and you own it. That jump for me, and that quick as well, was frightening. I was going into cleans and going, right, okay, what do we do here? And okay, not really stupid like, oh, we need a high vis and stuff, but it was things that I didn't know I needed, and we need 10 mil on liability, or we need this and that. And it's like, right, okay, what's this? And then like Googling, I'd done everything on my own. everything. Getting insurance, I was like, oh, I need insurances to go in there. Like, yep. I was like, right, let's get that now then. So, and you know, I'm literally just growing with it and learning. I was doing sales, cleaning, accounting, everything on my own with no help. And only recently, probably the last year, end of last year, I started going, this is getting silly now. I need that accountant. I need, we've just brought in a VA, which is a godsend.
Yeah.
You know,
it's funny actually. Some people ask me, like, you know, what's the first thing you should employ? And it's definitely an assistant of some shape or form.
Yeah, personal, virtual, whatever it is, someone that is there to pick up some bits and help you.
Definitely.
It has been an absolute godsend. To the point was like, oh, what can I send and stuff? I was like, yeah, give me that. Oh yeah, give me that. I was like, oh wow, hold on, what about this? Yeah, give me that. And it's like all of a sudden, and then what they do is they grow with you. Yeah. They're working for you. They're working with you. And they're like, I'm getting emails going, Grant, I've just seen this come through on an email. Do you want me to just to jump on that? Because they're after, and I'm not even seen the email yet. And they've already made stuff and done it and sent this is the invoice you need to send them. And I'm like, wow, you know, this is incredible. Weight lifted. Because I was not getting back to people as quick as I'd want to. Yeah. You know, I never wanted to be, whatever I do, and it's really strange, my kind of head, I won't say you message me on WhatsApp. I will grey tick you until I can give you everything. Yeah. I'm there sitting down, nothing to do, and I can message you, you know, and it's the same with my emails. I keep them there until I'm ready to properly go in. Now, the problem with that is you can't do that with business. They want responses now. We've got a claim, we want it now. And I was struggling. As much as I wanted to do that, I knew I couldn't. But then it got to a stage where I was so busy that I couldn't even respond anyway. So it was a case where, you know, I was watching our VA on LinkedIn again and going, that's the person I want to work with. And it got to a point, I think they made a post and I said, yeah, this is the time now. I'm ready to go. Yeah. And it's been an absolute godsend. I mean, we've been 3 months in and it has taken such a way. I was getting up at 4 a.m, driving to work, doing a shift on the poles, getting back at 6, going to the gym. The problem that I have is I have to fit everything in. So I won't go, oh, let's not do gym today, but I can go see the kids, you know, something like that. Or I won't do that today, but let's go and do this and eat. Everything has to be put in, which means I will get an hour's sleep normally, you know, and I was doing 3 hours and living on 3 and going, yeah, actually, I'll take 3. Well, I'll take 3. That's a good night there because I had to get everything in. Even if I was training at 10 at night, it meant I'd done everything then. Yeah. I got back to all my emails. You know, I spent time with the kids and I went to the gym, I ate well, and I'm good. But I was sleeping 3 hours,
which is not good.
No, that's not. And I don't advise that for anybody, and it's not the right way. You know, and now with that little bit of help and managing it right and doing bits and having the right team around you to take a little bit off, you know, employing a manager now and going, right, you take some of this, you know, this is your baby now. You know, you don't need to phone me. This is for you. You know, you put your passion into it. Do what you think. If this was your business, you know, you do that. And that's helped as well. It's given me a little bit of freedom to relax a bit, get more business in, make sure the business is growing because we don't ever want to stay still. You know, we're constantly looking. I wanted a new contract every month. You know, this is the year I said, you know what, I'm going to get one. And we've done January and February. Got it. You know, we've got them, hit them. And we've got talks now on 2 new ones as well. So it could happen, you know. And so that was a big goal, but I know I have to come off the poles.
I was going to segue into my next question. Obviously, and I say this on the channel all the time. Yeah. I think you've got to, I think it's, unless you've got, you know, capital invested into you, you've got to be in the business at first. Yeah. Is the plan for you to, because obviously you're still, you know, especially I understand it from a marketing perspective as well. Some of the big ones you're the face of the business. Yeah. Is the plan for you to slowly step back off the tools and the poles?
Yeah, it is. It is. I would love to be in a position, and I'm not looking, I've got real close friends in the industry, cleaning industry, that are doing real big numbers. And, you know, they've just done a contract, it's £1 million. And I'm like, what the hell, £1 million? Just got a £2,000 job here and I'm buzzing, you know, and it's like, you know, they're hitting real numbers. They're bringing in, they've got 38 vans on the road, all this crazy stuff. And I'm like, you know what, I think I'm okay. Just, you know, being where I am, having these big contacts, helping people, and having these clients that are, you know, they're huge, they're big names that we've got, you know, and I'm really proud of who we work with. And, you know, like what I said off camera, we've got a niche here that it's dust removal. We are the specialists in it. We are, I would say, the best in the world at what we do. With my history, with me establishing engineering with a system, having that experience, starting it from scratch. There's no one with the experience that I've got, and we're doing it still. So I say that's where I want to be, you know. And does that mean that I could get 6 vans out? Can I get 30 doing that every single day around the UK, you know, and still sell? So there's little things, you know. And, you know, last month or so, I've had some real eye-openers. What do I want to do? How do I want to bring this forward? Who do I bring in as partners to help me grow this? I'm always constantly speaking to, you know, the big players in the cleaning industry for advice. I just take it in and get these little eggs and, you know, can I implement that in my business? Will it work or not? But for me, yes, I do. To answer the question, I do want to come off. I would love, the dream would be to have a team that's running how I want to, how I always put my passion to, but they've put their bit in now. I want them to be on social media going, oh, you know, I didn't know that you didn't own it. I want them to have that as well, you know, and to be rewarded for it. Where I don't believe I got the rewards for what I was putting in. Where I am doing that, you know, everything that we're doing from, you know, if they're doing overtime, they're getting paid for overtime. It's not salaried, then that's it in this cap. If they want to do something at the weekend, you know, always offer. You don't have to do it. I'll jump on it. But do you want some extra work? You know, everyone wants a bit more extra money. And if they're not doing anything a weekend, I'll jump in that. It's only 4 hours. So I'll jump and do that. To us setting up accounts with the gym group. And I do free membership for everyone that works for us. So they have full membership for the entire country. So it's not the one just for their hometown, it's for the entire country. And we work very closely with the gym group for that. And we do a lot of work, you know, promoting their stuff as well and everything that we do with them. But that's the kind of things that we're putting in place. Stuff with Mind, we're doing stuff with Mind. So it helps them if they ever want to, you know, speak to people. We're doing things on for like healthcare now as well. Dentists, all that kind of stuff. We're putting in a place so it's, I don't want anyone to go anywhere. If I'm happy with you, you're doing really well, then I'll offer you absolutely everything. So you don't have to be headhunted. You don't have to lose. Like, mate, you're not offering this, and this for me. My pay is absolutely great. And my boss is Grant Phillips. So that's it. You know,
if I sat with you in 5 years, Grant, and we had this same conversation, where would you like to see the company then? Or is it a case of you don't know? Some people don't. You know,
I would say, potentially we're sitting in Barbados and my house is there. And Chris, come over if you want that conversation now.
I would certainly love that. That would be awesome.
So we're over there now. We're there having a few drinks and everything's happening nicely in the UK. And we're also, I would love to be spread out as well. So we're working very closely in partnership with Cineworld. With Joe, just obtained Picture House. It's another cinema group.
Nationally, Grant.
Yes.
Congratulations.
It's a very big contract, and it's not just for what we're known for, but it's now offering different services. So we work very closely with them. They had a problem, and we've innovated a system that cleans their screens. Now, it's no secret, as soon as this was put out, they said, yep, we're happy with it. I was shouting. We are now the only cleaning company in Europe that is a professional cleaning company that can clean cinema screens. So that is massive. There is no one. We are the only ones that can clean cinema screens. For whatever reason that is, no one's wanted to touch it. These are 100 grand screens. So people are like, break one, rip one, That's it. Your company's gone.
Yeah.
And I went, I'm all over it. I'll do it. So we sat down with the technical team and the people that look after the screens, and these are more particularly the silver screens.
Okay.
So it's your big screen, your IMAXs, all of the ones that are silver. So for anyone that doesn't know, you've got the silver and the white ones. Right. White ones show normal films. The silver ones are the 3D, all of that good stuff. We sat down and said, can you clean these? And I'm looking at it, and I work very closely with Charlie Price.
I'd like to have him on the podcast.
Oh, he's a special one. He really is. And I sat down with him after the conversation with Cineworld, and I said, look, I need your help. And for me, in cleaning, there isn't anyone I would go to for help, because he's done it. He's doing it. He's in everything.
Yeah, Charlie Price is the CEO of the Price Group.
Yes, the Price Group.
Yeah. Cleaning and stuff.
Yeah, they do everything. And I've known Charlie for years upon years because I sold him a Spacevac.
Did he use it, or did he put it in the cupboard?
Yeah, so this is the thing. I think he's been in the cupboard for a bit. So he used it. He loved it. Obviously, he loved it. And but I started doing bits with him. And it was like, actually, Grant, can you do it? And stuff like that. And he's in Hemel. I'm in Hemel. And we're the same age group as well, and we've just got a really good relationship. You know, we're working on little bits and pieces together. So it was hand in hand. He was the first call. I went, Charlie, I'm going to bring you in on something. I need your help. Yeah. I want to set up a system I want to innovate this brand new system of clean screens in cinemas. It's going to be huge, and we're going to be the only ones that are doing it. And he helped me. He said, look, this is the people you need to speak to. Let's do this. And I've made a system now that is what I explain it as, is it's KFC chicken. Yep. It's got 11 spices and herbs that nobody knows about. And without one of them, it's not KFC. Okay. It's not going to work. Yep. Take out one of them. I mean, you can do it. You know, someone could probably go, oh, hold on, Grant, you're showing too many pictures here. So you can do it, but you're not going to do this. You're not going to have the right angles. You're not going to do this. You're not going to have the right pressure, the right stuff that cleans it, everything. There is... When I counted, it was literally 11 things you needed to clean this one screen correctly without mucking it up. Okay. And again, you know, Charlie really helped with that. So now I'm in a place now where we've got this innovation. I'm trying it. That, as you know, it's just showing it to people. It's getting it out there. Yeah. You know, the Odeons of the world, the Views of the world, every man, they all need what we're doing. It's just getting to the right person. Like, why are we at Cineworld? Why have we got Picture House? We're doing something that is needed. You know, we're helping them out. And that's all it is. It's helping and supporting people to make sure that their customers are going into these clean environments and, you know, they're having the best experience. And that's what we can offer and help as a partnership. So what was the question? Gosh, it went off there.
5 years. You're going to have a monopoly on the cinema world by the sound of it.
That's it. I think if we had the conversation 5 years, I've got teams out there helping and supporting all industries. We're in pharmaceutical, education, entertainment. We're in all this manufacturing. We're in there. So I want the blue chips. I want us to be set up in these regular work for all my teams. The team have grown 5 years. I'd say triple. I want them to be all out there. Everyone's happy. Everyone's in the gym at the same time, and we've got 30 of us all in our uniforms, absolutely smashing it. And we're the only ones doing what we do at that level. Yeah. And everyone goes, right, dust removal, GPC Group. Yeah. Cinemas, GPC Group, you know, and almost be like we're the big boys, but we're on the niche side of it. We're not OCS, we're not ISS, we're not Savest. We're GPC Group that plays with these guys, but it's like in partnership. When I set up GPC Group, my first thing I said is we don't have competitors. We have partnerships, and it's all partnerships and collaborations.
It's a good mentality to have.
And that's all I've been doing. Yeah. And you have to, because now we also offer a hiring service. So now we sell, hire, and clean. So you're going to have the same people. You're going to be touching the same clients. You're going to be touching the same customers, and we're all here to help. You know, the aim is, no matter what it is, and it is money, and it's all this all the time, it's to help people. Yeah. It's to remove dust. It's to clean. It's to make it better for people. Whatever you're doing, if it's cinemas, to make the customers come in and it's better for them, or if it's offices, if it's schools, if it's, you know, theatres, whatever we're doing and wherever we're in, It's to help people, and they're at the end of it, the end user.
Yeah.
You know, so that's where I would like to be.
I'm sure you've clearly got the passion and capability.
Yes.
And no doubt you'll get it. You mentioned fitness. I'm going to come on to that. We'll come back away from the business stuff. How big a part of your life is fitness?
It's everything.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why?
Mentally, like everyone says, the whole thing, you got to train, you got to keep your mind mentally healthy and fit and do this for years and years. So I've been trained since I was 16, been in the gym at 16.
I can't tell.
Yeah. But I was 11 stone. I was 11 stone. I was scrawny, always been small, but I used to fight. So I used to do boxing, Muay Thai for years and years. And the training would never I couldn't put weight on. Yeah. So I was trimmed to hell, but I could never put the weight on.
Weight-driven sport, isn't it?
Yeah. So it was like the cardio, everything was keeping all my weight off. I was always wanting to be big. I wanted to be big. I wanted to be the biggest in the room. It was never happening.
Yeah. Well, you're second busiest today, my friend.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where I kind of went, you know what? I want to come away from that. And annoyingly, I would be in pubs, in clubs, in places, and trouble would always come to me. I was never that person that would go out and go, I'm going to have a fight tonight. Yeah. Never that person. But I knew how to defend myself. So it was always, I was getting challenged, and people would be like, who's this little scrawny man? And it would be end. Yeah. And that would be it. And they'd find out why, that you don't mess around with the little people, because you don't know. You don't know. Yeah, sure. You know?
I get that.
So I kind of said to myself, I had my first kid, and that scared me, that I would be somewhere and get challenged. Yeah. And I'd have my boy with me, and I'd be like, I don't need this. No. And I'd always, I'm very big on faith, very, very big Christian. And I always kind of said, I'd let God do the work and stuff like that, but I did never put myself in a position where I'll always walk away. I always said that, turn the other cheek, always do that. But there's sometimes you don't get that opportunity.
You can't, right?
You can't. Right or wrong, you can't, and you have to defend yourself. And luckily I've been able to defend myself. So what I wanted to do is have it as a deterrent. So if I was bigger, people might go, actually,
it might question their decision.
Yeah, it might go, even if you can't fight, I don't want to be hit by you. Yeah. That's the,
Well, if he grabs hold of me,
I'm in a world of trouble. So it was almost, I wanted to bodybuild to be a deterrent for my kids, to be walking in the street. And also I wanted to be bigger and have that presence. So I stopped fighting, stopped all that training, and bodybuild. Ate chickens a day and half a human and stuff like that, really put it in, and the weight went on. 11 turned to 12. I was like, oh, okay. Turned to 13. I was like, oh, hold on. Okay. 14, 15, 16. I'm like, can't breathe now. And it's because my body's like, why am I this size? Doing up my laces going,
cool, that was our work.
That was a shift there. So I was getting to a thing where, right, you're going to need to put some cardio in now. And that's where I'm at the moment. I'm at 17 stone, and I'm just starting to think, let's get some cardio in now to get the heart going, because now you're pumping through a lot more. But it's where I want to be. I want to be 18. So the new target this year was 18 stone of muscle, because it's not fat, it's muscle.
No, you're trim.
I'm trim as well with it. I have a cheat meal every day because I love it, and I'm not taking it away. I'm not going for a show, and I've done that. I've trained for shows, so I know that life, and I didn't like it. You've got to be very selfish. No one matters besides yourself. It's got to be all you. I don't like the whole Instagram thing. I'm not on any other social media. I don't like the look. I don't like it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do what I want. I have a couple of beers every other, I probably have probably 4 pints a week throughout the whole entire week. I have a cheat meal every single day because that's what I want to do, but I train hard. I lift heavy. And that's what gets me my size. And it's them little things where I'm in the playground picking up my 9-year-old daughter. She goes, Dad, why is everyone looking at you? I'm like, I'm in the best here.
Showing all the boys, they come around here, they're getting some.
Well, the guns are out. And everyone's scared of you. I went, no, I don't need to be scared of me. I went, none of the boys are talking to me. I went, good.
Yeah,
good.
exactly
That's
why I've done
exactly
this.
why I'm here.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, there's been times not that I've got to show myself, because if anyone that knows me knows I'm the softest
you
of
are.
soft.
Okay.
I'm just a big cuddly bear, you know, and I don't put myself out like that. But I've had stuff with my two older boys where they're in senior schools where I've had to go up there to just show presence, you know, just to be, and that's where the training is so important to me. Why? And it's always as well when I'm demonstrating, when I'm doing things and all of that, it's big G, you know, and I'm known for it. I'm known for my
50
size.
poles, like 400 foot in the air.
And I'm holding them in that.
You hold this.
Yeah,
and
it's got, and that's and it's almost like I've had it as a sales technique. It's like,
I get it.
you know, you've got this, guys, or do you want me to do it? And they're like, can you do it?
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, no worries. And then we've got the clean.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm known for that, you know, for having the size. And it was through the ends of like the Spacevac and into my own business. And it is very important to me. And it is a fitness thing and it's a mind thing. If I don't go training, I train 6 times a week.
Okay.
If I don't, it's a bad day, you know, and that's, as I was saying before, I try and fit everything in. So if it's at 11 o'clock at night, I'll go. You know, and that's where the gym group's really, you know, really good because it's 24-hour.
Yep.
Other gyms are available, but the
good. Gym group's the best.
Yeah, they're the best, and that's the thing. They really help in that sense, and the same with the team. I kind of thought, how can we bring this in, and how can I get everyone else involved in it? It was like, I'm going to give them free memberships.
Yeah,
I want us to get there because we go away every week. Next week we're in Cardiff.
Okay,
you know, I've got the whole team down there in Cardiff. We'll go to a Cardiff gym group. And we go in there and I say to them, we're not these pretty boys where, right, everyone change your trainers, get into your little shorts and your little vests and that. We go there in uniform.
Yeah.
We go there in uniform and we pick up heavy things and put them back down. And that's how we are. And we roll in there. Not that we own the place, but it's pride. I get so pride. All of a sudden, I'm like, right, you guys, and I'm harder on them in the gym than I am at work. So they don't see that. At MD, I'm soft.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, guys, look, come on, let's get going, you know. In the gym, I'm shouting and screaming. They're like, I don't know if I like this.
Yeah.
You know, this is the grub.
Yeah.
You know, because it's again another passion of mine. You know, and we're in the gym and I'm seeing them there, and I'm dotting around going, yeah, and I'm seeing the guys there, and the GPCs are on the back because you know wherever we're doing stuff, you only see the back.
Yeah.
So it's pointless if you know it at the front. It's all on the back. That's why it's there. And I'm looking around going, this is mine. You know, and I'm so proud of it. And that's the thing. Is my passion is now it's mine. GPC is Grant Phillips Cleaning.
Yep.
You know, so it's my name on there. It's my company, and it's everywhere. I had someone just coming out of a site survey for a theatre, and I was in the thing just eating. I set up the laptop. So, oh, you're diamond up everywhere. It's like, and I had my new tattoo, and it's my diamond. And she's like, you got it there. Is it your company? I was like, yeah, it's my company.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of it.
Wearing it proud.
It's everywhere. It's all over me. It's on all my feet. I even work very closely with the ones that do our uniforms just for normal tops.
Yeah.
And I'm out like weekends. If I'm not in one of my own tops, I feel like
I do it all the time.
Yeah. And I'll be downtown and I'm just there in it, and it's like, oh, GP, it's marketing, I suppose. You know,
and you're proud of it, right?
Yeah, and I'm proud of it, and that's what it is. It's everything's diamond. My number plate is G21 GPC. You know, on my car, because it's Grant. It's the 21 is the year that we established GPC Group, you know? And again, when I'm typing it in, when I'm telling people, oh, what's your number plate? And I'm there going, oh, I can't wait. GPC. And then looking going,
it's everywhere.
It's everywhere. And that's where I wanted to be. And that's where I kind of put it to everyone else and all my staff. It's like, be proud of this, you know? You work for GPC Group. This is your company. Be proud of it. Put it out there, you know? Unless you're doing something naughty, take that uniform off, you know?
I think the reason I asked about fitness is I think there's a great trend. You know, one, if I see someone that's in relatively good shape when I meet them, I straight away think this person's dedicated. They are consistent. Discipline. Yeah. You know, there's all them transferable skills, and literally from just someone looking at someone, you can tell a lot about the person. And there's a lot of transferable skills, like all the stuff you just alluded to there, coming over. You mentioned about your children there. I'm going to come on to that. They seem, you know, everyone says, oh, my children are my why, my driving force. Yeah. I think you embody that completely because you do a lot of stuff with social media, which we'll come on to shortly. Yeah. How important are your children to you in your business journey?
It's huge. It's the number one reason. I was growing up, never had anything kind of, it wasn't the struggles, and growing into adulthood, it was always, I had 2 weeks of eating noodles so my kids could eat. It was never, I never had anything. I would, go to the markets and buy, TNs, but they were TMs,
Yep.
and 270s, but for
they
some
come back
reason,
around now,
I know. And the price has as
Yeah.
well. And I was getting, Air Force 9s, stuff like that. But that's what I could afford. I was happy with it. And then when I started, having my business and stuff like that, I was able to do things for my kids. And even to this day, I don't buy myself stuff. It's for them. So all of a sudden we'd be downtown, and it was real little moments like this that made me go, this is why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I'd be downtown with my 3 kids, and we'd be in JD's, and I go, right, let's, do you want to pick a pair of trainers? And why? It's not our birthday. It's not Christmas. And it's like, no, we've done really well this month. I want to get you guys some trainers. And they're losing it because they've never had it. They've struggled with me, and they're like, oh my gosh, we're getting new trainers. Here we go. And it's a two-way thing. You're almost sad that they're getting so excited, but also you're buzzing because you've got now they're looking at it like, oh my God, my company, my dad's company's doing really well. And, and I show them everything when I'm there sitting down in the evenings, and they see I'm on my laptop, they see I'm on my phone. You have to have that balance, because my daughter will not allow it. If she's showing me something, it's put the phone down. Put the phone. She won't start. If the TV's on, TV goes off. She turns everything off. I want it all. And you have to get that balance. You have to do that. But I also want them to see I'm invoicing now. We're trying to get more business in now. And I'm showing them. And as my kids get older, they're actually on little jobs with me now as well. So my eldest is turning 16.
Yeah, I think I've seen
and he's now doing little bits, work experience. They're all going to be working with me and stuff like that. But it's also to protect them.
Yeah.
So 2 of my children have autism. I do a lot with charities with autism.
Yeah, I see that.
Awareness,
well done.
is massive for me. The awareness side of it, on all kind of the whole spectrum, ADHD. I'm dyslexic, and my boy's dyslexic. My daughter is heavily she's dyslexic, and I just try and protect them as much as I can. So I do everything I can to give them if they don't do well at school, if they don't do well, they're not academic, they're behind, then they can work with me. I'll have a job for them and I'll protect them. Yep. And the only way I could do that is to have my own business and for me to employ them and to protect them.
Some of the biggest people I've had on this, people that have done amazing things, millions, sold businesses for millions. Nearly all of them have dropped out of uni or not gone into a field they're in or are completely uneducated. I was the same as you. I think I had the capability there, but I chose to. I think we had a similar, young men at that time, acting an arsehole. Could have applied myself if I wanted to, because I've done it in previous life. But everyone I've had on the channel is the same. So I don't necessarily think that's a
no, and it's not. And as much as I tell them, stay in school, do this, do this, get the education. My eldest we've just enrolled him in West Arts College. He's doing mechanics.
Lovely.
He's going to do level 1, level 2, level 3. He's passionate. So I've got everything. We used to do this thing called one-on-one days, or daddy son, daddy daughter days, and it's the one-on-ones, because we can never do anything as a 4. We can't ever do anything as all of us. No one wants to do the same thing, so I have to pin them off on their own, and we have our own little niches with each of them. And cars with my eldest is huge. We go to all the petrol head.
Adam loves cars.
We go to all the petrol headalism shows. We go to all the car kind of shows. We're doing car meets and stuff now. And I've always wanted an Audi TT. From So Solid Crew days with Mega Man in his black black one, And I always wanted one. Now, I bought the same one as they were having. So it's a 22-year-old Audi TT. And it's a beaut. It's my pride and joy. And me and my boy have been doing bits on it. So anything we can do, we're doing it on there. We're doing the little bits and we're changing things. And I think that's kind of been put onto him. He's got that love for it. And now he's kind of seeing, right, well, instead of it going outsourced, why don't we do it in-source? You know, and I think it's subliminally, it's kind of made him go into mechanics because he loves it. He loves seeing it and he loves doing it. But, you know, the TT is our little project. And this year we're going to take it into shows. Okay. We've done that much work on it. Yeah. The car's worth 700 when we bought it. Now it's worth probably about 10.5 grand. Nice. You know, we've really put some money into it. We've got these little finishing touches. We're going to put it in a stage 2 and we were going to put Lambo doors on it. It would be the only Audi TT that's got Lambo doors. And we are buzzing over. We're like little girls when it comes to these cars and what we do with them. And go to these shows. So yeah, we've got that with him. My daughter, she's into gymnastics, and you know, and my son now we're getting into golf.
Nice.
So yeah, so we're heavily into top golf.
Back traveling around the world.
Yeah, well that's it. You know, and I've always wanted to get into it, and everyone's looking at me going, you want to get into it, you know, you're this bodybuilder, you're not a golf, but you know, I'm getting really good at it and I'm enjoying it and I like it and I want to. This year, I've said I want to go on to the course. So I've done everything around golf, learning it, hitting the balls, doing the top golf, doing all of that, getting my accuracy right, hitting them so I've got some range, using all different clubs. And now I'm at a place where I want to go on the course. Yeah. You know, I might have a handicap of 790, but I want to be out there, you know, because they say as well, business is done on the golf course, you know.
100%. I'm part of a networking group. Shout out to Alan Pickerel at Directors Golf. Yeah. And that's what it is. It's go there. I like it because you're not trapped in a room. Yeah. You know, I can go golf with you and there's then natural breaks because I'm over in the bushes somewhere and you're on the fairway. Yeah. So there's natural breaks, but then there's that conversation. You've got 4 hours together.
I know.
Really good from a networking perspective.
Yeah, and it's the same. It's like networking. I always said, you know, I want to do more. I want to be, you know, doing things with people, but on a different kind of way. Yeah. You know, doing it like that on the golf course, doing it fun, you know, doing charity events, you know, doing all that. Because not just the Excel Centre because you have to, not doing them, let's catch a coffee, you know, I want to do them in them ways. So I started doing these little golf things and my boys jumped onto it. And we're doing it every Thursday now. And I want to try and get him on there with me as well. So for me, the kids, and I know it's cliche, but it's everything.
Yeah. I think, as I say, the reason I asked that is, you know, you post about your children more than some, I would say. Yeah. And it's clearly a driving force, you know. So I just wanted to delve in a little bit about that. My last point I wanted to cover with you, social media. Now you mentioned, which surprised me to be honest with you, you have no other form of social media apart from LinkedIn. Now LinkedIn, you know, it's probably the not as well known platform, but it's mainly a B2B market, right? Business selling directly to business. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about your journey on social, because you are the man when it comes to social media, aren't you?
Yeah. I've always steered away from it. I've said,
why?
I think Facebook's the devil.
Oh, I'd agree with you there. That is a swamp. I'm not on Facebook myself.
Yeah, no, I don't like it. I just don't like how people are so engaged in it, and it's they're all the same with TikTok. I've got like these little things, but it's to my kids show me it. Yeah. So, you know, I have to have these things to see things and to keep on top of things and stuff like that. But I don't use them. You know, TikTok's the only thing I've got as an app that because people send me stuff, so I've got to have it to watch it, to do things with it. And it's useful to have it like, but I don't use it. I don't use Instagram. I don't use Snapchat. I don't use the kid stuff. I've only recently done WhatsApp Business, which is a nice little tool. Right. Really useful. You can put your catalogs on there, your times. It's really good. Okay. Really good app. Because I was thinking, you know what, I do, but I put stories on all the time. You know, when LinkedIn was doing that story thing and that.
They stopped it now.
They stopped it. And it was like, it was gold, because I was putting little snippets in, chucking out, oh, we're here, guys, doing this. And now you've got to make a whole post about that, you know. So that was really good. So, yeah, LinkedIn's the only thing I use, and it is the driving force to my business. It's what gets, without word of mouth or continuous work within the same industry or the same company, it brings in 90% of my business. Yeah. It's everything. It's used in that way. Because I was held back so much with it in my previous kind of job, that it was like, no, you can't be personal with it. You can't do that. It's not the way to do it. And I was getting a lot of stick for doing personal stuff, and I had to stop. I had to pull it back until it hit COVID. And all of a sudden it was like, what are we going to do? Get personal. It was like, oh, you know,
Suits now.
Now suits. What I was doing, you mean? And we were getting all these companies coming in, telling us what to do and stuff. And it was like, this don't feel right, you know? You're telling me stuff, but I'm doing better than your company and stuff like that. It was a strange one to digest, but it was a kind of, yeah, okay, that's fine. Now I can be personal. And that's when that's when Grant Phillips kind of come out. And that's how I built my following, from 1,000 to them going, don't put personal stuff, to COVID going, go on, put personal stuff on, to 20,000, being myself. Yeah. So, something must be right then, right? To then GPC, and now I'm at 32,000 followers on there. So I'm doing something right, you know, and with that kind of following, and, you know, I hit the right people. That's where my business is growing, because I'm doing things personal. That's all I do, is making cleaning personal. So anything that I post and do is having that personal touch to it. And that's how I put out my business. That's how I want it to grow, is that I put that personal touch on everything I do. Yeah.
I think, as I say, you're in a unique position where your posts do come across, and it's a bit of a cliche word that gets bounded around quite a lot, you know, authenticity. Yeah, yeah. But your posts do come across that. And again, that's probably because you're doing it, you're invested, and you're so passionate about what you do. And you're smashing it on LinkedIn. Everyone knows who you are on LinkedIn. And you built some good connections on there, don't you?
Yes, very much so. And it's built the ones that have kind of got me to where I am. You know, if I didn't have that, I didn't build them connections, I wouldn't be who I am and where I am now as well. I've got 3 literally influencers in my life that have made me who I am, have got me to where I am in my professional life. That's my first, not my first, my MD at my company where I was at 11 years, Matthew Allen. I owe everything to him. He was my mentor. I didn't want to leave that company because of him. Yeah. My late brother, Fayaz, without him and his influence and helping me, he was the only one that, it was like, I haven't got a van, but how do I do the cleaning? And he'd went, there you go, get a van now with that. You know, and he was my support and my rock, and what I needed to do, he was there for that. And my second one was Ollie Mers. I'm sorry, Molly Mers, the singer, Ollie Magnus, you know, of the Magnus Group. I know. Okay, cool. Again, big on LinkedIn. Yep. He was actually on a live last night, and I was chucking in my comments to try and throw him off, but he was staying. But
you've got a stain on your shirt.
Yeah, that's it. He was the first one to give me my break. Okay. He was the first conversation and said, why don't you do this on your own? Yeah. You know, he was like the first one that went in, and then you can do this.
Had you met face to face before that?
Yes.
You had?
Yeah. So I had seen him to try and sell him the kit through Spacevac. And we then hit it off and got talking. And I got so much off just that chat with him that it was like, you know, you can do this on your own. I believe in you. I think you can. And then I spoke to him when I said, on that first week of like the transition from Spacevac to GPC, I said, mate, I'm on my own here. I'm doing it. He said, right, then come in. Can you come in next week and do our warehouse? Nice. And they're
the type of people you need, right?
Mate, without him, I don't think I'd be here, because he set us up that I had nothing. So bearing in mind, I set this company up on my January wage. Yep. The whole company I've got no loans, no credit cards. I set it all up on my January. Now, everyone knows January is the worst because you've done December, you've done the Christmas. So I set it all up, and I set it up in January. He said, come in and do the clean. And I said, look, man, I can do it, but it's in Ipswich. I have to get there. I was traveling bad. I didn't know about hotels, didn't know how to stay out or what to do. He's like, don't worry, and I'll pay you as soon as you finish. Yeah. So there's no 30 days, no 60 days on some of these crazy clients that we've got. But I'll pay you straight away. And that money helped me build my business. So, you know, I owe everything to him. And that's, you know, it's them people you have to have around you. And my biggest thing with me is that I'll give you everything. So a lot of people that are out there go, you have to earn my trust. Yeah. You know, you have to build it. I will give you everything, all of me, absolutely everything. But you burn it or you break it, it's off. Yeah. And I cut. And I've done it in relationships. I've done it in personal ones. I've done it in business. If you burn me or hurt me or take me for granted, I will cut you out. And that's it. I'll go, no problem. You know, even lending people, you know, people message me on LinkedIn and go, Grant, you know, would you be able to lend me like £20? And I'm thinking, okay, it's a bit weird. We're mates and stuff. It's LinkedIn mates, you know, that kind of thing. And I've done it and I've helped people. I've gone, yeah, no worries. And people have gone, yep, I'll give it back to you and stuff like that. Or, you know, hard times. People have, you know, if someone's coming to me for help, it means they trust me and they think I'm the one that's going to get them out of trouble. And I've done it. But, you know, I've been burnt on times as well. And it's, you know, can you lend me 60 quid, 100 quid just to get me out? I've got nowhere to live and stay and stuff like that. Here it is. Because I'll give you everything, but you haven't paid it back. Oh, you said you were going to, no, I can't now. Okay, what about next week? Yeah, next week. All of a sudden I can't get hold of him. Yeah. Okay, it's only, then what I do, because I'm a very positive guy, I go, it's cost me 100 quid to cut you out. Yeah, lesson. No problem. Yeah, that's cheap. It as a lesson. Thank you. That's a lesson now. Cool. And I go again. Yeah. You know, it just shows though the power of social media done right, being authentic, and the relationships that you've built up there. Literally, you know, and can change your business and life in some instances. Yeah, and they're so close. Yeah. You know, they're friends. Yeah, you know, they're friends. They're actually friends. You know, and there's some of them, probably 80% you never meet. Yeah, you know, and it's the truth. I think 80% is lower. Probably. Yeah, it's probably higher. Yeah, but you want to as well because you're like, I've really built some real friendships here, and it's crazy because you forget how much of an influence you are or how big you are. I mean, 32,000 is no joke either, but you don't know, you know, there's millions in the UK. You don't know who you are. But I go to these shows, the cleaning shows and stuff like that. And it's not blowing my own trumpet. So I get there 30 seconds in, you got Grant. Yeah, someone knows you. Someone knows you. Yeah. And it happens. I took one of my operations managers and I said to him, Mr. Joe, I went, oh, mate, look, I'm a bit of a celebrity. I'm a bit of a big timer here. This is going to be pretty special. Yeah. And we're joking because I don't see myself like that. And, you know, I'm like, look, mate, I'm going to give it about, you know, 30 seconds and people are going to be all over me. And again, I'm joking with him, you know. I get it. And he's like, oh, mate. And it's 20 seconds. And they're like, are you Grant Phillips? Yeah. Like, yeah, look, do you want a signature? You want an autograph? And we're joking around and oh, just seen you on there. I've seen your logo and mate, you know, you're doing these great things for charity. You know, you keep putting it out. Your positivity's really got me through. And people come up to me going, you know, you've really changed my life and stuff. And I'm getting messages going, what? It's like what you're doing. Thank you so much for your help on just your posts and stuff like that. And I'm like, wow, you know, and it's it's only when you bring in someone else in to see it, and they're like, hey, I didn't know that you're known like this. Yeah. And it was like, it's probably 80% not for my cleaning. Yeah. You know, it's it's me. Yeah. It's me. It's Grant Phillips. And that's where I think that we win so much business that they fall in love with Grant Phillips and then the cleaning comes, you know, because they're like, well, if his cleaning's the best of the best, then why would we, you know, because say we clean the same as 7 other people and we've gone up against 10 big players for NHS contracts and we've won it. And it's because of me and because they're getting the personal touch. They're not getting the big boys and they're 1% of the business. Yeah, you're bringing in probably 30% of my business now because you're that big. So I'm going to give you everything. And that's what they almost want. They know we're going to clean the same, say, for example, for everyone else. And the results are, you wipe this bit here, you wipe it or I wipe it, it's the same clean now. Yeah. You know, so there is going to be times where we're going to be, it's going to be on cost or it's going to be on what I can offer. And that's where I've always gone. I'm going to offer something that no one else is. You know, you're going to get all of me. So the cleaning might be the same, but nobody's Grant Phillips or GPC Group. Yeah. No, you're doing really well on social media, and I think that's a mix of the authenticity. Some of your posts are just, you know, positive, inspirational posts, and they can hit people at the right time. And clearly, you've built a great following, and you're reaping the benefits of that. Yeah. So it's nice to see social media working in a big way because it does have its downsides. Yeah, it does. You know, the Instagram side of things and things like that. Yeah. It does have its downsides, but you're smashing it and doing it well. So make sure you keep that up. Yeah, my last question, I ask this to everybody because everyone has different journeys. They have ups and downs along the way. If you could go back to Grant Phillips in his early 20s, what would you tell him? What was the number one lesson you'd give that man? Oh, bloody hell. Grant Phillips in my 20s.
Stop beating people up.
Yeah. He was a good-looking guy. He was, I would say, always follow your heart. Don't listen to anyone. Do what you want to do, and then it's only you that's being held accountable for it. One big thing that I've done through my whole 20s is listen to people and always being told. Yeah, people pleasing, always doing what they want, always making people happy. I do it now because it's who I am and how I've been built. But I would say don't listen to anyone. Do what you want to do, what you feel's right. And then then that whatever you put into it, because I know who you are at your 20, I know if you want to put it into it and put it 100%, you're going to get out what you want. Yeah. So just do what you want to do.
And on that note, I think that's a good way to end. Grant, thank you for coming down to see me. I say, to be honest with you, I've been looking. I
apologise for how long it's taken.
There's a man in demand, as we know. You're probably the guest that I've most actually personally looked forward to having on. I've had some fantastic guests on. There, so I appreciate you coming down today. If anyone wants to find you and your company, where can they do that?
So we've got our website, gpcgroup.co.uk, nice and easy. Obviously on LinkedIn, you can connect with us there as well, but we're everywhere. Grant
really does put some great content out, both business and personal, with stuff you could take away. So make sure you head over to LinkedIn and look for Grant Phillips. Grant, thank you again for coming down.
Thank you.
So a fantastic episode, I say, one that I was looking forward to. So thank you for tuning in, guys. If you're on YouTube, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and share this episode for us. And if you're listening on your favorite podcast platform, make sure you subscribe there. And if you can, leave us a review. So that's going to wrap up another Cleaning Up Business podcast episode. Thank you to Grant. Thank you to you guys. And we will see you on the next one.